I was a little confused there. I told the coaches, I said, you guys better challenge that. But it was tough to see, and thankfully Toronto, I think, called in and said it looked like it crossed the line. So you could see it in the goalie's netting of his glove there, and I was just praying that they call that a goal after a lot of chances our line had there.
Your the reaction on the bench just seemed like actually what was. It seemed like a lot of guys were having this just because you hadn't scored in a while. What was the reason behind that passionate reaction?
I don't think it's been that long.
Not too long, but it just seemed like there was an extra emphasis that we're having.
Oh, it's just we were playing a good game, and it was a big goal, so everybody's excited. I think no matter who it was, we all would have celebrated like that.
Was it weird to have it come so late after? Have you ever had a situation like that where commercial break happens, you're still waiting to see if it
Yeah, I mean, I've been in situations where they've looked at it for an extended period of time, and sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. So it's always good when it goes your way.
What do you think of your line tonight? Obviously, a little bit of juggling with Lundberg and Eklund, but you guys really generated a lot from below the goal line. How do you guys think you guys matched?
Yeah, I thought we played well. Those guys are a lot of fun to play with, and we were close to each other, supported each other, and we had a lot of scoring chances there. And on the defensive side, I felt like we did our job and we got pucks out and when we needed to. And I think the whole team, the team as a whole, played well, and they're doing the little things right, and that's how you win games. Yeah, I think we've talked about that before. It's the same thing with Ottawa and Boston. And, I think I said this to you yesterday. Good teams don't want to lose 2 or 3 in a row. They want to nip it in the bud and get back on the horse and get in the win column.
There's another 32 saves. We've seen the talk about after every game here, but you come to expect that kind of performance.
Yeah, he's been so much fun to watch and so much fun to have in this locker room. And he's a huge part of our team. And he's an exciting player, and he's made some big saves, and he's got such a great personality that the guys really want to fight for him and do anything we can in front of him to make his life easier. But he's been a hell of a tendy for us.
Just a couple more, one penalty after another today, especially here in the third period. Just tough to get into a flow.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes the games go like that, but you just gotta. Our penalty kill was unbelievable again tonight, and our PK has been one of the best parts of our team lately. And in order to win games, you need guys on special teams to step up, and they did tonight. And they continue to be a juggernaut for us, and that's what we need in order to win games.
What's been the difference on the power play? The last game, even though you guys lost, you guys got a lot of shots on the power play. Even today, your goal was almost a power play goal. What's been the difference the last couple of games?
I think we've just been focused on recovering pucks and supporting each other and battling harder and getting pucks to the net and kind of dumbing it down a little and simplifying it and get pucks to the net. We needed to support each other, be closer to each other, and win battles. And I thought the past couple of games we've been doing a good job of that.
Yeah, it's always nice scoring. I think I've been having chances before, but haven't scored. So it's nice to get that one.
What can you say about the power play? Even the last game, even in a loss, you guys got a lot of shot attempts on. Was that sort of the message, is kind of have that shot mentality?
Yeah, I think so. Good power plays, they shoot a lot of pucks and get a lot of chances out of that. So I think we've been better at retrieving pucks after we shoot and helping out with each other, and that's why we score on the power.
What did you think of just the overall performance by the penalty kill today? I think it was 9 for 9 after the end of it. Just in a game like that, how crucial is it to have a good power play or penalty kill?
Phenomenal. We have a lot of guys who just dig in and do their job, and big up to those guys. And asking that today, they're just doing a hell of a job, and it gives us a lot of boost coming out there when they do that job.
Obviously, your line changed around a bit today. You moved back with Lundberg, and then you've got Gaudette up with you. What makes that trio work well, especially below the goal line? It seemed like you guys really got the puck behind them and worked from behind the net.
Yeah, I feel like it's been. I know Wenny. Goss is a great shooter, so we just trying to move the puck a lot and trying to be, around that net and get chances that way. So yeah, I think it's good.
Nastiness in that game a little bit. Did you feel that kind of coming throughout the game?
Yeah, for sure. Two teams who really want to win. That's what's gonna happen. It's a weird game. A lot of calls both ways. So I'm not gonna go into it, but it was, it's that type of game, and it gets frustrating for both teams.
Mac and Will, produce a lot of offense for this team. How important is it for you guys to get other sources, yourselves and Adam, and some other guys chipping in?
You're doing a huge job so far, but also if you want to win more games, you need to do a little more top scoring and other guys stepping up. So obviously those two are gonna be good every night, but a lot of guys gotta contribute here.
It's allowed this team to sort of bounce back after a loss. For the last 5-6 weeks here, did it last week against Ottawa and Boston. What's the key there?
I think it's just it's been some mentality we got here. And we do a bad game, we jump on a horse right away, and I think that's something that we wanted to learn. We're not gonna have your 8 games every night, but you come back and you do get better work next day, and that's something that's been getting better.
Askarov again, it just seems to be every time he's in there for the guys, it seems to give you guys a chance.
He's been showing everybody now what I've been seeing all my national team years. Facing him every time. It's not fun to go against Russia when we play that guy. So he's just been great out there.
Specifically with him, it seemed like today his rebound control just seemed like there were no rebounds from him today.
Yeah, didn't think about that so much, but he stops the puck and that helps us a lot.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Time out there almost the whole 2 minutes. What worked so well in the PK? Because you just really didn't think they get that many greater chances either.
Yeah, I think we had a good game plan going in. Obviously, Hughes up top is a super dynamic guy, so sort of got to defend him in layers, and basically me and Deli as a team trying to defend him and honestly just try to get the puck out of his stick.
You guys skated the puck out a lot. Did you feel like in that game plan that was an opportunity? Like, it just seemed like you guys tried to create either a shot on goal quickly and change, or really get the puck out with your legs rather than just firing it out of time?
Honestly, I think we would try to do that every game. It's just that it didn't really seem like there was, like when we got it, there was just a lot of open space a lot of the time, and it just allowed us to, we probably had 3 or 4 good chances shorthanded, so that was a good too.
What's worked in particular about the game last month?
Just anything in general, like, is that what you mean? Our goalies are playing great. That's the number one. Goalies always got to be your best PKer, and they've been shutting it down back there for a good stretch now, and I think it's just trying to limit the stuff to the outside. You obviously got to give something up, especially when it's the other team's best offensive players on the ice, and they game plan too, and they got a strategy. But I think if we can limit shots to 25, 20, 30 feet and further out, then you got a better chance for a goalie to save them.
You as a PKer, last 2 games, you've been up high against Hughes, up high against McCarr.
Yeah.
What kind of challenge is that for you?
Yeah, I felt like I was out there against Hughes like every time. He kept skating around. He's obviously a super skilled player, really shifty, and you just want to be as patient as you can. It's obviously hard, and there's probably the 2 best D in the world for a reason, and it's just trying to frustrate them and don't give them anything easy. So that's the goal.
Couple more. I guess played this month overall. November's as opposed to 9-4-1 or something like that. Just what's led to that?
A lot of things. I think the start of the year we obviously didn't get some bounces. You look at the first 2 home games, right? We played great and didn't get the results. I think that we got a lot of results in this month. There might have been some games where it was the opposite. We didn't play as well as we could, and we managed to find a win. But that's what good teams do. They find different ways to win. Sometimes today was the special teams. Obviously the power play had 2 and the PK was good, so it was sort of a special teams game. Tomorrow might be 5-on-5 or something like that. Just finding different ways to win as a team.
You talked about tomorrow's game, another elite team. Just a nice way to be to sort of finish this.
Yeah, we don't forget the first game, so we'll be ready to go for sure.
You talked about on the penalty kill, how you always try to get one scoring opportunity there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a key factor in just sort of messing up the power play for the other teams?
Yeah.
You have to regroup and come back. And
yeah, anytime you can get the puck over the blue line, it gives you at least an extra 10-15 seconds to get kills off the clock, and then it's also hard to set up. Like if you have to dump a puck and then they have to go win a battle, and it's hard if you give them free entry. That's when teams are good.
You had a key shift there with about 6 minutes to go. You got under, I think it was Garland in the neutral zone, and then you had the puck, and then you forced the puck back. Just wondering that ability of yours to kind of get under people and just kind of bother them. Is that something that, what do you attribute that to? Is that something that you were doing in college a lot, or do you attribute that a lot to the development staff here? Talk about that a little bit.
I would say it's something that I've definitely always done. I would contribute it to the development staff here a bit in terms of focusing on that, right? Like I think that I always had that ability to stay with players. I skated with Garland all summer, so he's a really shifty guy. Good practice for today, but I think that defensively, especially once I got to pro, I think that I've started to focus on that more, and I think that helped there.
Yeah, it was a good response. Thought we played better, competed a little bit harder, did some things that we've talked about. So keep moving forward.
Coach, the PK has been good, for a long time, but you talked about the power play earlier, how it started to click there at the last game. How big of a factor were both of these things tonight?
Huge, really important, right? Special teams was really the difference in the game. So power play came through. Penalty kill was outstanding.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussions with the referees, just a lot of penalties, seemed like some questionable ones both ways. Is there anything you'd say on just that with the PK, just the flow of the game causing that?
Yeah, I think there was, obviously the calls early in the game had no issues with them, on both sides of it, really. I think the end, I was more upset the face-off should not be inside. They can go back and watch the video, and I'll argue to them blue in the face. That is the wrong call. So it is what it is. Didn't hurt us, but frustrating.
You mentioned that face-off location being outside. Looked like you had Ryan Reeves on the ice with things getting chaotic there at the end. Was that the plan to get him out there, just if it was outside the zone?
Yeah, if it was outside the zone, probably would have just to protect them guys.
What was the discussion, or was that the discussion after Macklin's penalty? You had a long discussion with the ref, or was that about?
No, I was just asking what Mac said to give him an extra 2 minutes. So, again, don't agree with it, but he makes the call.
Macklin's obviously a very emotional player. Is that something that he does have to work on to some degree?
No, I'll never. I want him to be emotional. I think that's part of being competitive and part of being who he is. He wants to win. He wants to help his teammates. So those things are going to happen. He'll learn, maybe some areas he can maybe show a little bit less emotion, you could say, but never.
I imagine this is the best month the Sharks have had in a long time here. When you see just overall how this team's grown just these last 3 years.
Yeah, I think we'll get in results. I think this. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I still think it's on the level to our game that we can get to consistently to put teams on their heels a little bit. But again, we did some good things. And we've gotten some really good goaltending. I think we've won in different ways. That's a big positive. We've won with our special teams now. We've won the tight games. We've jumped on teams early and scored. So that we've won in different ways. But again, we've gotten results, but there's still another level we can get to.
Another 32 saves for Askarov here. You almost come to expect it here, but just the steadiness, right? How what is that?
Yeah, he's confident, he's calm. Even the 6-on-4, the 6-on-5, he's seeing pucks. Looks really calm. He's not kind of, sliding all over the place in a sense. He's very in control. So he's playing at a high level.
What do you think of the power play tonight? Just 2 for 6, just they got more chances, created that chaos you've been looking for.
Yeah, definitely a step in the right direction, and to get result, 2 goals is important. Again, we're going to keep working on it because there's still areas we can improve on it.
You see a lot of growth in Askarov's rebound control?
Yeah, for sure. I think the game is like any young. Saw it last year with Mac. Well, the game slows down for you, and you can kind of get to your skill set a little bit easier. So I think the game slowed down for him.
Especially Mac here, just got a lot of offense. How nice is it to get some other guys involved here and get some offense?
Yeah, it's good. I think you need that. You need some depth scoring. So Gaudette gets one there, and so I think when some other guys had some looks, I thought Toph was one of his better games so far this year. So I think you need depth scoring to continue to win.
I'm sure you'll enjoy this for a little while here, but you obviously Vegas tomorrow night. Fair to say this group hasn't forgotten what happened in the opener.
Yeah, I would say it's fair to say. We'll get to Vegas tonight. We'll get ready and enjoy this for the next 10 minutes, and we get prepared for Vegas.
When there was a 5-on-5 in the third period, it seemed like you guys did a pretty good job of being hard to play against.
Yeah.
So one shift in particular that stood out was Colin Graf with about 6 minutes to go. Gets under, I think it was Garland, and then forces Hughes back there. Could you speak to his kind of growth in that particular area, just that shift, just being hard to play against, making it difficult for times to break out?
Yeah, we've asked for a lot from Colin. He's been on the power play, big time on our penalty kill, late in games, checking line, been up in the top 6. So, you know, I thought it was a good game from him. That play in particular was something that we've talked about is staying into people and not coming off and staying on the hunt. So did a really good job defending Garland there.
We've talked about the fans just creating the atmosphere here. It's the third straight sellout, and the crowd really was into every part of it. Did you start to see and feel that energy from the crowd?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely gets loud, and we feed off the energy, and we want them to keep coming. We got to keep winning and putting a product that they're proud of. So again, I think we've taken a nice step so far this year. We got a long way to go, and I still think the best is ahead of us.